It was the beautiful dream of an inspiring man who could not speak or understand English that gave birth to an organization that kept growing to become what is today the largest mosque in North America. This is the incredible story of an institution that is much more than a place to pray. This is the story of a community haven that holds our early memories and the echoes of childhood friendships, the place where our kids had their first ka'ak and ba'at, where many cried and laughed, a place that embraces the young and the old, Arabs and non-Arabs, Muslims and people of other faiths. This is the sanctuary where the new immigrants and the American-born came together to find comfort from the stress of life, to worship, to celebrate, to mourn, to learn, and to grow. This is the story of the Islamic Center of America.
Within the lifetime of the Prophet.
The story began in 1948 when Muslims in the Detroit area felt the need to preserve their Islamic heritage, especially for their children that had no place to connect with their religion. That year, while hosting a dinner for a minister in the Lebanese government who was visiting Southeast Michigan, they asked him to recommend a religious leader to serve the community and help with their goal. The minister suggested a name that some had already knew, Imam Muhammad Jawad Shirri. After some convincing from his friends who were already residing in the Metro Detroit area, Imam Shirri made the decision to begin his journey in America. In 1949, he traveled from Lebanon to Dearborn. However, the path was not paved with ease after arrival. Social pressures forced Imam Shirri to depart the area in 1950 for a mosque in Michigan City, Indiana, where he became more integrated in the American culture and learned the English language. Few years later, a number of the Muslim families back in Detroit who were inspired by his message formed the Islamic Center Foundation Society. A group of them immediately went to Michigan City and persuaded the Imam to return to Dearborn to lead the newly formed society. Soon after, Imam Shirri started working to make the dream he shared with the community in Metro Detroit a reality, building a mosque on Joy Road in Detroit that would be the first Muslim religious center in Michigan.
In the meantime,
Imam Shirri's commitment and efforts helped fund the Islamic Center. Trying to bring this goal to life, he made a trip to the Middle East and spoke to Egyptian President Jamal Abdel Nasser about his vision of the center in America. Abdel Nasser was so moved and inspired that he wired a check for $44,000, which helped the Islamic Center Foundation Society buy the land from Ford Motor Company. With the land secured, on November 15, 1962, the community broke ground on what was known then as the Islamic Center of Detroit.
Prince who had taken refuge in India. The sultans were followers
The community
of the
then
Shia
came
sect of
together
Islam
to support the building of the mosque. In addition to a loan from the
Safavid
bank,
rulers of Iran.
many donated generously to this project.
India,
Some
the
loaned money,
Deccan
and
became
one
the
person
greatest
even
center
pledged
of
his house
Arabic
as
learning and
collateral.
literature.
The center opened its doors on September 20th of
The Gol
1963.
Gumbaz in Bijapur
Families began attending the
tomb
new
of
mosque
Sultan
regularly,
Muhammad
and it
Adil
quickly
Shah,
became more
the
than a
successor
building.
of
It was a
Sultan
hub for
Ibrahim
the
Adil
community.
Shah II.
Religious services were
Muhammad
taking place
ruled in
weekly.
Bijapur
Kids
from
were attending classes to learn the
1627
basis
to
of the faith.
1657
Sunday
AD.
breakfasts, wedding celebrations, Eid
This
celebrations,
is the
and other
largest
social gatherings were
dome
frequent
ever to be
and brought
built
people
in the
together.
Islamic world.
Being so familiar
It
with the
measures
American culture and language, it was easy for
37.92
Imam Shirri
meters
to work
on the
with many
inside.
other religious groups to build a strong
have, in
community
fact,
of interfaith
one very
network that the
remarkable
center
example of
became
an
recognized
architectural
for.
transplant
The
from
Women's
Central
Auxiliary
Asia.
Club worked
This is the great
relentlessly,
madrasa
connecting with
of
community
Mahmoud
members
Gawan
to
from the
donate,
1480s
distributing
in
gifts to
Bida.
thousands of
Now, if you
children
take a
on Eid,
photograph of
and
this, you put the
began
labels
highlight
in madrasa
fundraising
in
efforts like bake sales.
Uzbekistan or
The
part
youth,
of,
who were
Eastern
always the
Iran,
inspiration
it would
for
be
the
very
center,
hard
were
to
very
tell the
involved from the
difference.
early days. They formed a group that helped them to develop leadership
1526
skills and religious
was the year
identities.
which changed
And in
the
1997,
political map of India.
Maya School, a
It was the
full-time
year of
Islamic
the
school for
advent of
kids from
Babur,
kindergarten
who
to 8th
founded
grade,
the
was
great
started.
Mughal dynasty.
The late 90s also saw a massive wave of immigrants arriving in Southeast
dynasty
Michigan.
founded by Babur
With this influx,
became one of
a
the
name
greatest
change
the
was
world had
proposed to
seen.
mark a new era.
They
The
ruled a
Islamic
vast
Center of
empire
Detroit
whose
became
fame
the
spread
Islamic
throughout
Center
the
of
world.
America. Other changes were also on the way. The center had already outgrown its capacity and space, so a search for a bigger space began. Luckily, at the time, the YMCA was selling their property off Ford Road in Dearborn. The land was immediately bought, and this was the start of what was to become the largest mosque in North America.
Earlier systems, which are already well entrenched in India, like
in the midst of these happy moments and new beginnings, the community was shaken to its core when it lost its religious leader, Imam Muhammad Jawad Shurri, in 1994. While Imam Shurri had departed from this life, his legacy lived on. Community members carried his vision and continued the growth of the center. After several years of planning, they broke ground. The community then came together and raised the money to build an institution that would answer its new needs.
Every time we come to
Agra
you
was the
answer our
imperial
call.
capital of
On behalf of
Akbar
everyone
in the
Islamic
mid-16th
Center, I
century.
would like to extend my sincere appreciation to you
The
and your
fort here
families
was one
for
of
all
the
your
most
commitment
powerful
tonight.
of North
The
India
total
since
for
early
tonight
times.
is over $3 million. Thank you.
In 1565, Emperor Akbar ordered the reconstruction of this fort. The fort has palaces of Emperor Akbar,
The ICA became a
Jahangir,
haven
and Shah
for the
Jahan.
community.
The
Every
most
year,
prominent
hundreds of
amongst
thousands
all
of
the
people from
structures
different
are the
backgrounds
white
and faith
marble buildings
walk
of Shah
through its
Jahan.
doors. The ICA is the place where many Muslims in the community gather to pray and hold their
Emperor
services,
Akbar
to
decided
celebrate
to
together
build a
the
new
happiest
capital
life
city.
events and mourn the
A
saddest
magnificent
moments,
city was
to teach their
built
kids
at a
Arabic
site
at Saturday
not very
school
far
and
from the
teach them
previous
about their
capital at
faith through
Agra.
Sunday school. Sunday breakfasts
called
bring many families to
Fatehpur
share
Sikh.
food and laughter and make memories. Religious programs and sermons cater to people of different ages and
Fatehpur
backgrounds.
Sikh is
Senior
one of the
programs
best
engage
ordered
local
and
senior citizens with
symmetrically laid out
social,
cities
fun,
of
and
the
religious
entire
activities.
medieval world.
Friday prayers draw community members from near and far
The world's
away from their
best-known
jobs and busy
tomb
life for
stands
some
testimony
moments
to
of
a
reflection
timeless love
and
story.
connection with their
The Taj
spirituality.
Mahal
The
was
youth
built in
programming continue to be
1648
central,
by the Mughal
and through the
Emperor Shah
organization
Jahan,
UNI,
in memory
youth
of
can
his
represent
beloved
their
wife,
voices and have a
Anjuman
safe
Banu
space
Begum,
for spiritual,
known to the world
educational,
as
and
Mumtaz
social
Mahal.
awareness. From the work planted by Imam Shurri in the early days,
construction of the Taj
inclusivity
Mahal
and
was
interfaith
a
programming
stupendous
continue to
engineering
be
feat.
major pillars in the
is
ICA.
built of
And through
marble
Maya
and
School,
finely
children,
inlaid
the leaders
with
of tomorrow,
semi-precious stones.
are provided with strong Islamic
20,000
foundation and
workers
well-rounded
and master
education.
craftsmen
Women
labored for
continue to be an
17
essential
years
part of
to
the
erect
ICA.
this magnificent
Ladies of the
edifice.
ICA work tirelessly to build bridges with other community organizations. They
In the
lead weekly
mid-17th
bake sales to
century,
raise funds
the
for the
Mughal
center
Emperor Shah
and
Jahan
focus on
built a new
assisting,
imperial
empowering,
capital at
and
Delhi.
raising awareness on
He made
issues
his
within our
palace inside the
community.
great
The
Red
impact
Fort,
of the
which he
ICA
built on
goes
the
far
banks of the
beyond its
Yamuna
walls.
River.
Over the years, it has reached out and provided services to
The
communities
Diwani
locally
arm
and
of the Hall of
globally.
Public
The
Audience
center led relief
is where the
efforts for
emperor would
Yemen and
hear
Lebanon
petitions of the
to help
common
provide
people.
food and medical supplies.
The Diwani
During the last
Khas
2 years of
is
the
the hall of
pandemic,
private
the ICA
audience.
distributed more than
These
36,000
structures
food
are among
boxes
the
to
glories
families
of the Red
and
Fort.
administered more than 7,000 vaccines. All these programs and activities have been carried out by a group of very dedicated individuals, the ICA
India has a
volunteers,
vast
who have
living
committed
heritage
countless
of
hours to
Islamic
the center.
architecture. These
This
monuments
is their
are a
second
great treasure of
family,
India's
a home
culture,
that holds
and
their
many of them
dearest
are
memories and that has
recognized as
given
World
them
Heritage
as much as they
Monuments.
invest in it. Working together,
We see in
we look
these the
forward to
confluence
rebuilding Maya
of local
School,
talent
expanding
with
it to a high
inspirations
school,
from
and
Iran,
adding
Arabia,
a needed
and
auditorium.
Central Asia. These mosques, tombs, madrasas, palaces and fortresses are
As
a
we
beautiful
celebrate
and unique
60 years,
treasure
we're
of the
truly
heritage of
celebrating
Islamic
each of you.
architecture.
You are the heart of the Islamic Center of America. We look to the past with gratitude and pride, and we look to the future with eager anticipation. Together, we have laid the foundation for many